We have got our spotted cat, and it looks like our dear friend Tingana. Hello, big boy. He's just walking right next to the vehicle right now. How cool is that? Oh my gosh. Isn't this amazing? Finally, after Brent's hard work paid off this morning of picking up those tracks initially, you can see him there. That's just, of course, the back of the vehicle that you're looking at now. And there's also other vehicles in the sighting with us. So we'll wait till he decides as to which direction he's going to move. We'll let Taxon come past, we'll let Pippa come past after that, and then we shall take up our spot. But that is wonderful. How cool. I'm so excited right now. We've had such a cool drive. We have had the elephant, we have had the hyena and the cubs come out. We had the saddle-billed storks, which were pretty amazing, and now, of course, a leopard. It really doesn't get too much better than that. We'll let Pippa come through, and then she can carry on, and we'll take up the back seat over there, because I think we just got a lovely sneak peek. Hello, thank you so much. We're playing charades at the moment. No, it's not a problem. We can try to do the scenic way around as well. Oh no, it's a bit thick here. Okay, you'll just have to look at my pretty face. No, I'm just teasing. Right, so I don't know where he's going. So he's decided he's going up central now, so back towards Hyena Road, which is good because there's a lot of antelope around. Actually, you can just see, he's laid down in the middle of the road now. There he is. So I know he's behind a tree, but we can't quite reposition just yet. It's a very difficult spot. I don't think he's going to stay down for very long. And of course, as I say, that he gets up and starts moving. It's a perfectly cool day, so I'm not surprised that he started his afternoon off a little bit earlier than what he maybe normally would have if the sun was out in full force. Oh, wonderful. Great. Right, we're going to quickly head down and start turning around. So exciting. Brian, are you excited?
I'm so excited.
So excited. I have to actually tell Brian to sit down, Brian. No, he's bounding off of his seat at the moment. Okay, that's nice. So what they've done, I have to say thank you to all of the other guides out here. They really are fantastic. And what they've done now, what Taxon has done, is he's actually taken another route so that we can follow from behind. But the nice thing is with us is we'll try and let the guys get as close as they need to, because we've got a big zoom on our camera. So there's no need for us, if you maybe don't have a good camera and you want to get a great picture, well, we're able to do so from quite a few yards away. Now you'll see there is another vehicle. We'll just get a spot so we can see him walking down the road past them. And no fear, not even looking back at the vehicle, completely relaxed. Now I hope he finds something along this way. We've just seen many impala and also quite a big herd of elephants off Vulture's Nest. Here we go. Using the luxury facilities. I wonder if we're going to get that delicious popcorn smell that you normally get from the leopard urine. There we go. There you go. Tax is going to turn around. So that's really amazing. Off he goes. So I hope he actually does decide to go down Vulture's Nest. Though I hope not towards those elephants, because that breeding herd will definitely chase him. There were a couple of youngsters around, but there were loads and loads of impala. It was a massive bachelor herd. And then if he goes even further down, back towards Chelepan, there was a big breeding herd of impala. Now I know I didn't get to chat too much about the saddle-billed storks, but I think you all forgive me now, especially after coming across one of our favorite leopards. But let's go across to Tristan again in the tent so we can finish that chat about the storks. We're following Tingana at the moment, and he is on a bit of a territorial patrol. He's marking as he goes along. So we're going to have to play leapfrog, though while we've been off air, we've made sure that we've given the other guides a good opportunity to jump in front and have a look at him. But I think it's our chance now to take a long stare at this beautiful boy. And my goodness, you work hard when you're trying to track down Tingana. You can ask Brent, well, you can actually ask all of us. We've all had an experience where we think we're just behind him, we're almost there, we're going to view him, and then he does a little sneaky and he disappears. I'm going to jump in front this time. Right, let's us have a go, and then we'll try and pull off the road. So as we're driving, it's going to be a little bit bumpy with all the camera work, of course. But we've just got to keep moving. But we're going to keep a distance away from him. We'll just make sure we don't bother him. He's going to mark again. You see how he goes up and rubs his cheek against the tree, and then of course spraying urine as well, and we're going to get a lovely scent coming off of that tree. And if you have just started watching and you are new, welcome, and you probably think that I'm completely crazy after saying that leopard urine smells nice. Now, not everybody can smell it, but most people can smell the delicious buttered popcorn smell that you get from a leopard urine. Oh, delicious. Lovely. Now, Sage, you're wondering what would happen if Tingana were to find Hosana and Shongile. I don't think anything. Hang on, I'm going to pull off the road over here just so that another vehicle can see while he's sat down to groom. So I don't think he would really be too bothered. Hello, boy. Sorry, it's okay. I'm just making space so everyone else can come and see you. There we go. So I think he'd probably see them. I don't know what he would do if Karula wasn't around, but I've seen a couple of interactions where a female with her cubs has had a very pleasant interaction with a male leopard that is the sire of the offspring, and it's not usually for too long. I've seen them greet before, not this one. I'm talking about a different leopard now by the name of Little Bush, and a big male by the name of Mashabeni, which is down in the southern sector of the Sabi Sand game reserve. And he sort of went up to her, they greeted, and then he hissed a little bit at the cubs. Her little cub actually approached Mashabeni, looked at him, sort of looking head staring straight to the sky, and then that was the end of it. Then he didn't show any interest and moved off. And I'm sure it'll be a similar interaction between Tingana and his offspring. I don't think he'd be particularly bothered in entertaining them, though knowing Hosana, he's a funny one. He reminds me of Dumbo the elephant, just like the whole personality, very lovable and just wants everybody to like him and that type of thing. But sometimes he doesn't use his brain, like when he decides to go chasing after elephants. Of course, we can know that that's not very clever. For a young, inexperienced leopard to do something along those lines, he's going to get himself into a lot of trouble. So hopefully he gets a bit of sense as he gets older. But I don't think he'd be bothered by Tingana too much. Tingana might hiss at him and snarl, and then he'll probably move off and away. But as he gets older now, he's going to have to be careful, because essentially he's a threat to Tingana. Not now, but in a couple years' time. Though I think Hosana will probably move quite far away from this area. I can hear a couple of branches breaking in the distance, so I wonder if that's not the Ellies that we had seen earlier. Now we're going to play leapfrog again. We're going to let this other vehicle that's just behind us have a chance and let them continue on forward behind Tingana, and then we will wait our turn again and take our spot. That's how we have to do things when we're out here, of course, on safari, is you have to share these beautiful animals. And of course we have no problem in doing that. Wasn't that cool? That was really nice. But we're not going to leave him at all. We're just going to have to shuffle back in the queue, and I think that there's enough space. I think Taxon's going to come through now. There you go. He's marking again. You saw him scraping with his paws, and then again urinating, and off he goes. And sometimes he'll spray it up towards the tree. Sometimes he urinates straight down onto the ground. It just depends. So we're going to jump back third in the queue now and let them have a view. Oh no, hang on, it seems as though this other vehicle is going. That's behind us. That's alright. So that means that we've got an opportunity. We're just going to be behind Taxon. But while we wait for our chance to get a better spot, and hopefully he settles down somewhere, maybe sits up on a big tree, which would be wonderful, we'll go across to Jamie, who's having a lot of luck with the smaller things. And well, again, we've got a rear view of his beautiful rump, though I'm actually enjoying looking at the backside of Tingana. I think that there could be worse things that we could be looking at today, so this isn't too bad. He's approaching the drainage system now, so he's almost about to head towards let's see if we can jump in front quickly. Let's sneak past Taxon. We'll get a view and then we'll pull off. Hello everybody. So he's coming up to Giraffe Dip, so quite close to where Gari Cutline is, and we know that there's often impala that frequent that area, and then you'll also have a good view and probably be able to hear a little bit better if there were any impala down at the dam, which there normally are, and perhaps you can see. I think the dam cam is working, so you can let us know. You can hashtag Safari Live whether there are any antelope or things at the dam. I'm just going to stand by over here. I've got a little bit of light on him. I haven't put my spotlight on just yet. We will get there eventually. Okay, he's going so slowly. Let's try go forward again. Like I said, as we move and we've got the camera on him, you're obviously going to see a bit of movement. Oh, listen. Sorry about that. I was driving and I was trying to roll out of the way so Taxon could see him. But this road is so narrow. So that was him calling. That is him doing a territorial call. So he's letting everybody else know in the area that he is out and about. And we're going to be doing this for most of the time that he keeps moving, is starting and stopping the vehicle. So like I said, you're going to see a little bit of vibration on your screen, but we have to keep it up because, well, it's what we're going to be doing the entire time. We follow him. I'm just going to pull off slightly so that Taxon can come up behind again and have a look. Oh, I need the spotlight. There we go. You see him spraying once again. And he walks this route on a regular basis. This is definitely not the first time that he's done this. He's well equipped and he knows exactly which shrubs he's going to be marking on. He's been in this area for quite a number of years now. So he knows his way around his territory very, very well. We're going to let Taxon come past again. And then we'll take a back seat again and then wait till he comes out of this drainage line. Tax, you can fumble if you like. Oh, something's just darted out of the bushes. I just heard the brushes sort of move. I don't know what it is though. Okay. Right. Okay, well then let's quickly move on. So we've actually managed to jump in the queue once more. Tax has let us jump in front again, so we'll stick with him until he gets down here. Oh, you know what it is? I'm going to keep going. I heard that something moved. There was a big elephant that was moving the shrub away. It's just behind there. It's a bit difficult to see, unfortunately. But we'll keep with the leopard. Thank you, elephant. You guys have been fantastic. I just don't want to lose sight of Tingana, because if he gives us the slip here, there'll be no finding him again. Oh, no, he's just sat round the corner. Look at him, he's just there. So what I'll do is, he's probably going to walk around, and I'm going to go park on the edge of the grass so that Taxon can come around. Ooh, that's my head. There we go. So we're going to drive to the edge of the drainage system, and then we'll see him crossing. And then we'll let Taxon take the lead again. Okay, so we've just lost him, but there he is. And there he goes, through giraffe dip. Look at that. He's almost marking every couple of feet. I'd say every 20 to 30 feet he's marking his territory. Maybe he's going to give us another call again. It would be nice if he called in here, because you'd actually hear it echo in this drainage system. It would be really beautiful, but also stopping, just having a look. This is a good area for Inyala, for bushbuck, and of course Dacre, and as well as impala. We're going to go back across now to Tristan, who has been having lots of chats about all sorts of birds, and he loves the microscope, so I wonder what else he's going to show you this evening. I do hope that he hunts. He's just sat down in the grass. I'm just going to pull off the side like this. Hello, boy. And I'm going to turn my LED towards him, and there he is. And he is just putting on the most unbelievable show for us this afternoon. He's looking absolutely fantastic. Big and strong, not thin, very muscly, lovely dewlap. And now he's just checking his paws to make sure that there's no thorns. But you've been walking on the roads, mister, so your paws should be nice and clean. Oh, but he is a lovely leopard. And we've pulled right off of the side of the road. We've given him quite a bit of space, so you know how relaxed Tingana is. He's probably going to get up and literally walk straight past us, which will be very exciting. So I hope you're ready to take some really cool screenshots, and I'll try and keep a spotlight on him. Now, speaking of Tingana walking on the road, Costa, you're wondering exactly that. Why do the animals walk on the road? Now, I'm going to just see if I can lighten this up a bit with my yellow light from the spotlight. Well, they're easy to move around on. They've got their own pathways too, which they absolutely love to use. However, it is nice that we've got these big roads that we move around on, and especially on wet days when the grass is very wet. I can tell you right now, unless the cat is very hungry, they're not a fan of getting completely soaked. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of us after a bushwalk first thing in the morning, we're drenched from the waist down from cutting through and using animal pathways on the grass. So that's one of the reasons. And then, well, it's easy. It's a good place to mark their territory. It's, like I said, it's nice and open. There's normally big trees and things on the side of the road. And so he will utilize all of those. And elephants do the same thing. They often use our pathways, but you know how thick-skinned elephants, buffalo, rhinos are. It doesn't really bother them too much. They'll jump onto their own pathways and weave around on them too. But sometimes it's just a bit easier to use our network. Having a good groom, and I'm so glad that he's decided to sit still. Oh, look at that tongue. I love it when he looks straight behind, or straight towards us, sorry. Something keeps catching his attention. There are definitely a lot of elephants moving around, but the way that his ears are twitching now, I wonder if he hasn't heard maybe the footsteps of an impala or something along those lines moving through here. No, he's gone back to grooming. Now, Report Globe, you've said that don't leopards get dehydrated by scent marking all the time. I'm sure they do, but when they do stop and have a drink, often they'll drink for like 5 to 10 minutes. They'll just be there lapping up water. So they're able to accumulate a lot of water. Also, they get most of the water that they need from the animals that they're feeding on. So when they do catch an impala or another species of antelope, they will be fine. Oh, you rest my arm a little bit better. There we go. And so yes, he might actually go and have a drink. I don't think he's had a drink just yet. We're coming up to Tayla Dam, so he might go down there. He often walks across the dam wall, though he also likes to pop into some of these horrible drainage systems, which will make it pretty difficult for us to follow him. So I hope that he doesn't do that. So let's hope he does go and have a drink. You know what the most incredible animal that I've ever seen when it comes to scent marking is rhinos. Rhinos, when they spray urine up against the tree, and if you've ever been on a safari and seen it, it is unbelievable. It must be at least a litre every single time when they mark their territory. And they'll go on for the entire day and mark. And sometimes, or they probably stop and have a drink. But I just think to myself, where on earth do they store all of that urine? Where does it keep coming from? It's unbelievable. So next time, or if you are planning a trip to go on safari, just take note if you do go to an area where there are rhinos and you perhaps come across a bull that is marking his territory, and just watch it, the amount of urine that comes out of him, and then also how frequently he does it. It's outstanding. It really is something unbelievable to see. My mind is often boggled by it when I watch it. You can still see he's panting. It's still a little bit warm out here. Now, as he's walking around here, we've seen a variety of different animals in this area. Elephants, buffalo, giraffe, other leopards, and then as well as the lions. And Joy, you were wondering if Tingana were to come across a fresh lion scent mark, what would he do? I reckon he'd probably smell it. He'd be intrigued by it. Knowing Tingana, he doesn't seem to be scared of too much, although I think he has been chased up a tree before by one of the Nkuhuma lionesses. So he might even scent mark near it, but I think he'd move out of the area. I think he'd figure out which way that those lions were going, and he wouldn't want to mess with a lion. He's going to get himself into an unnecessary situation where in the end he's going to be the one that's at risk of getting injured, because even a female lioness is much larger than what Tingana is. And like I said, Jamie actually was in a sighting where it was the youngest Nkuhuma lioness, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to ask her exactly to recap about that sighting. But Tingana was chased up a tree. Sorry, I flicked a mosquito away that was about to bite me, but it didn't. Oh, you really are a beautiful cat, Tingana, and he's growing on me. Every time I see him, he is just wonderful. Now you'll notice I've got the spotlight on him, but it's not directly on his body. I've actually just shone it just on the ground, just below. So there's just a little bit of light reflecting up at him. There's no need to spotlight him in the eyes. I don't think it would be very pleasant with him. You'd see him start to squint them. And that's also another thing, a very important thing when you are out. And say you go somewhere. Oh, wow, this is very exciting. I'll get back to the spotlight news. Let's go across to Jamie and the royal family. He's actually just called. He just gave a nice big saw, and now he's decided to sit down again. So it seems as though he's slowing down his territorial patrol now. I think he's actually been out and about maybe for quite some time before he was spotted this afternoon. Because he hasn't really walked very far since when we saw him. He's probably walked about 1.5 miles, if even that. So normally they'll go for ages before they eventually stop and settle down. But I suspect that his tummy is grumbling, and he's probably a little bit hungry too. But Tingana, you better not call like that, because you're going to let all the impala and all the different animals know that you are here. So that wouldn't be a very good idea, to carry on soaring like that. And we haven't seen anybody else's tracks in the form of a male leopard's tracks, so Tingana, you don't have to worry about that. There's no boys here trying to steal your spot. And as he gets closer, I'll drop the spotlight, and then I'll just let the LEDs take their role. Look at this, he's going to walk right past us. I'm going to just put the spotlight off him as he'll walk into this LED light. I'm actually going to stretch my arm over, you might see it, and try and follow him with it. Hello, boy. You've got to sit very, very still, especially where I am. There he goes. We'll just turn around again, because I haven't got a door. So if you shuffle your feet at all, he's going to see that movement quite easily. Let's turn around. This is so amazing. And everyone is left. Can you believe it? We're the only ones here. Woo! This is amazing. I can't believe that we are the only ones here. Oh, there's lightning. There he is. Oh no, why did my lights go off? That's no good. Hey, Brian? Yeah. Why is that working? Sorry, I'm trying to... There he is, doing a big saw. Sorry, I can't get my headlights to stay on, so we'll have to hold the spotlight on him, which is a bit of a nuisance. Now, the monkeys are alarming now. They've obviously heard him soaring away, so they're now shouting about, telling everybody else that there's someone here. Now, you've seen on Tingana, he's got quite a large dewlap. And Anna, you were wondering, what is the function of that dewlap? Now, for a leopard, you see lions don't have dewlaps. And for a leopard, it's because when they do fight, they go for each other's throats. I'm going to start the vehicle up. I think let's catch up to him before he disappears. Is that all that extra skin and tissue around his neck will actually help protect his vital organs, so his throat. So that is the main function for a big male leopard, to have a big dewlap like that. No, not all of them get it. Some of them it's more prominent than others. Like on the Anderson male, it's quite large as well. Mashabeni down south, it's not that big. And then on Mandlev, who is the son of Mbavala or Vin Diesel, and so does Mbavala, they've got massive dewlaps. And urinating again. Look at that beautiful shadow that he's got. Well, that's casted from the spotlight. Isn't that amazing? We're going to keep following him. I'm hoping that he's going to go down for a drink, but let's go across to Jamie, who's got a better view now of the royal family. Tristan, you don't do yourself too much justice there. So we actually had a very exciting moment just a second ago. I had to turn all of my lights off though, because an elephant snuck up the road behind us, a young elephant bull, very much like the one we saw earlier, but not the same individual. And visitors stared Tingana down, and all Tingana did was he just stood up and, well, he walked away, and the elephant went the opposite way. And I got to experience something which I haven't done before, which I haven't experienced before, which was a leopard calling while an elephant was in the area as well. And the elephant did absolutely nothing. The spotlight's a little bit, there we go. I thought that the elephant would have reacted to that, and he was completely relaxed. He didn't do anything. But he's on the dam wall now, and I think we're going to have to keep up with him, and we're going to lose him. But you can see the light. Now, Diana, you were actually asking if I'd ever seen elephants chasing leopards. I have. I heard of elephants push a female leopard. Watch. She, of course, is much quicker than them, and she got away. But I've never, like I said, I've never been in the instance where a leopard has called, and then, of course, we've been there sitting with an elephant, and I can't believe his response. Although, when you are the size of an elephant, I think very little bothers you, and especially a leopard. A leopard could not do any damage to an elephant that weighed almost 3 tons. So, and it was like I said, it was a young bull. So he was probably quite curious about that. But you should be able to see, well, from 2 different cameras now, us with Brian filming, and then of course from the dam cam, you'll be able to watch us as well. So that's quite cool. Different view. Right, let's keep up with him again. He's doing a path that he walks on a regular basis across the dam wall, and he's going to cut down, and there were lots of impala shouting about. I can actually see that. I'm going lights down, right? Everybody, we're turning lights off. You're going to just have to look at me. There's quite a few impala just standing in the distance, though. I think that they've obviously heard him, but there's still a chance that he could sneak down through this little dip and come out the other side and try and surprise them. There is still an opportunity. We'll just see what he does do. You never know. And Acosta, you're wondering if male leopards are solitary. He's just here in front of us, but I'm not going to put the light on him just now. We want to give him the benefit of a doubt if he is going to decide to catch something or not. And yes, they are. They're completely solitary. Male and female mark and defend territories. And so will Karula's cubs, Hosana and Shongile, eventually when they're old enough, and probably the next few months for Shongile, probably towards the end of the year, and then Hosana might stick around for a little bit longer before he goes off. So I'm just going to explain what he's doing. Tingana's about over there. He's just standing at the edge of the wall, and he's scanning out onto his surroundings. And like I said, I saw a lot of reflection, quite far away still, but on that open area that's just on the other side of this little drainage system, there are plenty impala. They know he's here. They haven't alarmed though, but they were looking straight at us. We'll just give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's go forward. I think he's dropped down now. Myself a little, yeah. Just quickly checking, he has dropped down into this dip. We'll be able to view him down here because the impala are standing up and on the other side, so they won't see him. There he is. Hello, boy. And while he's down in this little dip, we should be okay to have a look. Oh, we're just starting to get a little bit of a spitter-spatter. Oh no, Tingana, come back! Where can we go? Can we go down here? Tingana! He's going over there. Okay, let's quickly zoom around. Let's go around to the other side of the dam. He's over here somewhere. There he is. He's gone to the left. He's coming past the shrub now. I don't think you'll see him. He's behind over here, behind these shrubs. And now we're just going to wait patiently for him to pop out. Oh no, the little spitter-spatter of the rain is starting again. Where did you go, Tingana? I hope he hasn't decided to go down here. Let me go forward a little bit more. Oh no, here he is. Good boy. Good boy. Hello, boy. He might come and walk right past us again. I don't know if he's going to have a drink. Hello, David. You've asked us on this fine afternoon as Tingana sniffs the air if I know why leopard urine smells like popcorn. That's actually a very good question. I'm not sure because Janet urine also smells like popcorn. So I'm uncertain as to why. And as I say that, I get a lovely fresh scent of him. Maybe Tristan knows, can elaborate a little bit more of that. It's just, I suppose, it's the chemicals that they're emitting. But it's weird that leopards and genets have the same sort of smell on their urine. And he's going behind the car again. And Wendy, you're full of excitement today. Wendy's gonna just pop around just over here. Not Wendy, Tingana. Where is he? I cannot see him. Is he right behind us?
No.
Okay, so we're not gonna move. There he is. You can see how close he is. Now, Tingana, you're going the wrong way if you're hungry, because the impala are a little bit further south from where you are. Something has caught his attention. I don't know what he's lapping. Looks like he's eating something. Maybe he's feasting on grass, which leopards and the big cats will often do, is because when they are feeding on their prey, will end up munching on quite a bit of hair. And, well, they need to get rid of those hairballs, and one of the best ways to do that, to sort of induce a vomit and a cough, is actually just to eat some grass. And I think that's what's happening right now. Hello, boy. He's sitting so close to us. He's less than 6 feet away from us. And that just shows you how comfortable these animals are. And that he quite happily walked towards us and then decided to sit right behind us. Here we go. He's got something stuck on his tongue. How's that face that he's pulling? And he's got gorgeous eyes, doesn't he? Andreen, you've said, as we come to the final moments of the show, that this has been a perfect Catterday. It has indeed been a perfect Catterday. It's been really wonderful, filled with all sorts of animals, Tingana and of course the royal family. Now I wonder what he's going to do now. This is very exciting. He's around camp, so hopefully he won't go too far for the sunrise safari so that we can find him again. But you know that he's able to cover a huge amount of ground. But that is all the time that we have for you this fine evening. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It has been absolutely spectacular. A big thank you to everybody in Final Control and all the hard work. But for myself and Brian, it's been wonderful. We'll catch you on the sunrise safari.